Good morning, this is Story Wilson from RSW Solutions. This is a 2008 LR3 Land Rover vehicle. These are great vehicles. In 2005 or 6, when these vehicles came out, depending on where you are in the world, this is a Ford manufactured vehicle, and there were a lot of changes to the car. A tremendous increase in reliability over previous generations of Land Rover vehicles, but there are still a few issues, a few problems that these vehicles have. And unfortunately, these problems are fairly regular. They're very predictable. There's no such thing as an LR3 without these problems. So be aware of them, and we're going to go over some of these problems real quick. And then in later videos, we'll actually show how to address and repair these problems. So the three primary problems that I've seen that I guess most people will recognize. The first is a fuel injection problem. The fuel injectors on this V8 are extremely, perhaps, let's just say they're sensitive to clogging up. And it's actually, I believe, there is a Land Rover technical service bulletin on regular cleaning of these fuel injectors. They need to be cleaned. And we're not talking about just putting some fuel additive in your tank. We're talking about an actual dedicated fuel injection rail cleaning, where you disconnect the fuel tank and provide your own cleaning solution through the fuel rail. And in a later video, I'll show you how to do that. The second major problem is with the front steering tie rod arms, and they're a little bit under-designed. They will begin to show significant amounts of play at around 40,000 to 50,000 miles. And it's a very simple test. You put the car up on a rack, and if you can wiggle the wheels, you can see play in the tie rod arms. And it's either the inner tie rod or the outer tie rod. They're both susceptible to failure very frequently. The last problem is another very common problem, and that is with the front lower control arms on the suspension. These are very large control arms, and it's the bushings inside these control arms that fail. And instead of replacing the bushing, the recommended procedure is just to replace the entire control arm. It's a very large procedure to be done. But hopefully we'll go over some of these things and how to identify the problems and how to fix them. Thanks.